All right. Got me in full disclosure. I'm out in front, 1 o'clock on a Monday. Life is good. Practicing balls. And I'm hitting chip shots in the front yard. And I was just having some insights on alcohol and drugs and these expansive substances that we tend to abuse. And funny enough, I was listening to a Rush song, and I don't know what its technical name, Something for Nothing maybe, and pretty fitting. And on so many levels I could share with you. Obviously, each experience, every moment, if we're totally aware, is exactly, we're literally creating our own reality. So something for nothing. So yesterday I got a good buzz off of that alcohol. I was spending time with my family. I only drink twice a month, some tequila. I'm making it my little rule. But it's very interesting because the effects of the alcohol and the weed, I rolled a little spliff afterwards, you get that buzz, you get that expansion. But then, and even the next day, I'm starting to notice I'm way healthier. It's not like a depression or a glass case of emotion. And that comes around getting my brain fixed after having brain damage for probably most of my life, from concussions and little, PTSD or CPTSD around the relationships that I had observed as a child, mainly my parents, and their interactions and their quote unquote love and how it affects us, So I don't go into those deep depressions like I used to after I would drink, which were pretty harsh, and probably most everybody does, especially with brain injuries, but they really used to affect me. So, it's a couple hours into the next day and I can see the flatness, and we get expanded. We feel good. The ego feels good and it's taking in. But then the next day, everything has an equal and opposite reaction. So I'm now experiencing the depression or the downside of those things, where I begin to feel flat. I begin to judge myself. The ego mind begins to take over and make judgments on me, and analyzing the experience that I'm having. Am I happy? If I'm not happy, why am I not happy? How can I avoid not being happy? So the brain is, or the mind, I should say, is avoid pain, seek pleasure. That's its MO, avoid pain, seek pleasure, which is fine. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? We want to experience happiness, whatever that may be. Obviously, to each his own. It can look very different. But it's just an observation around how when we choose these substances that we abuse, that are we aware of the effects and the reciprocal nature of these experiences that we choose to have. I mean, I definitely wasn't, and it's taken years and years of observation and actually a lot of denial around the facts, the truth of why I was choosing to keep doing these things. And also it's, all part of the plan as far as God, oneness, a spiritual movement out of India that I became a part of 13 years ago, which basically saved my life, was my second, Hindu-based India, the country path, coming out of India. And, in oneness, there's so many insights that I could share, and I'm just spacing on where I got that, where I was going with that. But, the mind is always wanting something, and we have to always be conscious. So when we make these decisions, are we really thinking about why we want them and what will happen because of these actions that we take. And so, you know, it's cool for me to observe and see, like, what am I going to get out of this? You know, sure, it feels nice to expand. And this next day, you know, I begin to feel the flatness of the reaction, equal and opposite reaction from those decisions I made. And I think if I can do that more often, and we can do that as a collective, we might second guess and make some different decisions on the actions that we take. So just an observation, and how, you know, can we stay aware in a happy place and not get caught up in the drama. And I have a whole nother video I could share on this experience, this profound experience I'm having around making these videos. And I had a couple tarot cards the other day that I flipped twice in a row, and they were basically describing and asking me personally, can you step out of the drama? Like, what would that, you know, are you willing to do that? And like, with starting to make these videos, I can literally, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm getting chills up against, you know, up and down my spine again. Like, I'm literally a different person. Like, I have become this super vulnerable, loving reporter. I'm like reporting. I'm a reporter for you. I'm reporting on my own observations and my own experience of my reality. And it feels so good, like, to go into that reporter observer state. I don't even know. I mean, I feel like I should write a book on that alone. The inner reporter, I guess, is what I'll call it. Because if you can tap into, for me, what I'm tapping into, my experience of my reality, you know, becoming the inner reporter, it's so, feels amazing. It literally brings me the joy. To serve oneself is pleasure. To serve another is joy. So I guess this is bringing so much joy because I hopefully am being of service to whoever's watching this video, and who chooses to share these videos. And I'm grateful and thankful for this experience that I'm getting to have. And another thing with this inner reporter is then I become the now. I'm constantly observing and ideally reporting back to you through these videos. And really, if these videos never get shared, all I'm doing is reporting back to myself. And that's, I believe, is the God experience. When you're observing the what is, the ism. Everything is an ism. It's all happening. It's literally, life is happening. It's happening. And we've all lived so many lives to build this happening. Whereas each lifetime we come back to experience more of the happening, the reality that we're creating. And I come full circle with the start is, so these actions that we take, they have there's a consequence in the now and in the so-called future, because each one of us is building and creating the next ism, the next happening in our reality. All right. Love you.